call this meeting of the Tomball Independent School District to order. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and the notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with Texas Opens Meeting Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. I will open us in prayer. We just thank you for the start of a new school year, Lord. We thank you for your protective hand over this district this summer, Lord, and just thankful for the 700 plus kids you sent us, Lord. We pray your wisdom, your guidance, and your hand in every decision this district makes, Lord, and that you just lead the district, Lord, and just we're thankful for the administrators, the teachers, and all the staff, Lord, and just pray that we have a blessed year. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, if y'all haven't noticed, our superintendent and acting is, we've got a new one tonight, and we're gonna roll this.
So I'm gonna give you all an update for both the Director of Academic and Student Services and Superintendent. So, we had a great week of in-service. I think our teachers had great attitudes and morale seemed to be really up, and they were excited about some of the new initiatives we have. So, really encouraged by that. They want to say thank you to y'all for convocation. The speaker, I know some of you were there for the breakfast and got to kind of stick around and hear him. He was wonderful. Just a good combination of some humor, but really trying to reiterate to teachers to be in business mode and that we have a job to do. So thank you to the breakfast and all of the raffle items that were given. That just went a long way and is a great way for our staff to start the year, as well as those staff pay increases. So that was one of the best first days I've ever been involved with, and I know that was a lot of work. So super encouraged by that. We also had several different activities that our principals did an amazing job putting on leading up to that. We had Meet the Tomcats. I know Ms. McCarty, you and Coach Vex were heavily involved in that. Ms. Counts, your Meet the Teacher night was phenomenal. I left feeling overstimulated and happy because there were so many different community outreach there, and you put on popsicles with the principal and just all the colors and
I left
energy.
very caffeinated.
You did.
Thank you for the coffee track.
You're welcome, that was
So,
great.
That was a really cool night. Coach Terry, your sixth grade home visits. I mean, what a way for a sixth grader to come in, and that takes a lot of time. So that's a smooth first day from what we could see. Mr. Goodman and I both made some rounds at every campus, almost got to every teacher's classroom. We remembered a couple that we just in passing, they were on conference period or something of that sort, and we're seeing some really good things in the classroom. So if you have children in the district, we hope they are excited about the year. We feel really good about it. So there were a couple of minor glitches. I know with the bell system, we turned that off for the speaker and it has not come back on in the middle school and high school, I believe.
Got it now.
It's up?
We're good now.
All right, who solved that problem?
Figured it out.
You, Coach Terry, good job, Coach Terry. We also have some AC down in at least one classroom that I know of, possibly more, and some thermostat issues. So we're working through some of those glitches, but overall, we're pretty pleased with how the first day went. As y'all heard from our principals, the budget is obviously going to increase a little bit with increased enrollment, so it's starting to look improved. We're anticipating a deficit under $100,000 for the upcoming budget adoption, and that's being conservative. That is based on 700 students, and as of today, it was 703 students. And as you heard from the principals, we have 16-ish more students supposedly coming in based on their unique circumstances. We picked up a brand new bus from Arlington and will begin disposal of the old bus, which will reimburse us $95,000. And so we're pleased with that grant and we'll continue to apply for that grant. And I failed to mention this last time, but we adopted STEM Scopes and Summit K-12 for the new science textbook adoption. And they came out and did professional development for all of our staff. And while we're still trying to work out the technology kinks to give them the access they need, they're really excited about that curriculum. So we're excited to see how they can get our students thinking as scientists. And then we're just continuing to try to identify and support student needs, contacting homeless students, migrant, foster families, making sure they have everything they need to have feel safe at school and be able to have a good learning environment. Mr. Goodman, did I miss anything with the update?
So who's got, what's on the reports?
Well, I've got
We're
some
excited to hear about the numbers.
exciting news to share. Man, I'm at an enrollment that I haven't seen in many years, and I am so excited about that. And I know you guys will be too. Let me put my glasses on so I can see. So, Sunday, when I calculated, I had 352 kids. 92 of those children are new to the district. That's including my 34 pre-Kers. Last year in May, we ended the school year at 328. But in August of last year, we were sitting at 300 kids. So first day of school, and we had 11 no-shows, not true, 14 no-shows. Miss Debbie called and I called to check on these kids to see what was going on. All of them but 3 were sick or out of town or dentist or different things. 11 of those 14 are coming back tomorrow or when they're well. 3 of them are not, so I lost 3. Then, at the end of the day, I got a telephone call from a young mom who is a Tom Bean alumni, whose kids are at Whitewright, and she wants them back here with us. So, in the morning, I'll have 2 more in the perfect place in 2nd grade and in 4th grade, which are the exact places that I need for them to be. So, let me see where you calculate those numbers.
Well, I'm just wanting to hear, is the 352 accurate or?
Okay, so
Minus 3 plus 2,
minus
you're
3
at
plus 2,
351.
351, that's where I'm at, that's where I'm sitting, and happy. We had a great first day of school. The teachers went home tired, the kids did too. We only had 3, we call them leftovers, that don't get picked up. 2 of them were two littles were supposed to get on the bus, and they didn't. They were in the pickup line, but we had them safely in the office. One little girl, her parent was really late picking her up, and that's pretty good for the first day of school. Lots of happy faces. The new teachers were just, every time I saw them, they were just grinning, or maybe they had a look of shock on their faces, but it was a great day.
Do you have any sense of where all the new kids came from?
All around. I've got some from Van Alstyne, from Anna, a family from Lovejoy, several from Sherman, just all around. So, we're so excited about that.
How was pickup today? Cause I heard the line was all the way over
It
here.
probably was.
Kinda slow.
It's the first day of school, and the first day of school, the parents are trying to figure it all out, and a lot of those kids will probably be riding the bus tomorrow, but the first day of school, everyone likes to bring their kids, and everybody likes to pick them up. We've looked several times at a way to reroute that traffic, and there's just really not one. that piece of property down there was the whole district at one time, and there was probably 300 kids in the whole district at that time. And so, you know, with all the growth and things that we have, it's, I don't know.
Last year this time, it lasted for about 2 to 3 weeks, then it went clear down to,
Yeah.
you know, almost 27, 29 on. And then, but we, at that point, we were working with the city trying to find an alternate solution and rerouting. The challenge becomes if you reroute the other way, you start running out onto Highway 11, which is problematic. There just wasn't a better solution that, between the old mayor and the old police chief and we couldn't come up with anything better. But, we have a new mayor and a new chief, so maybe more, intelligence is in the room.
Yeah,
We can figure
another
something-
group of
Figure
eyes.
something else out, but we could not last year, so
Yeah.
we just had to kind of bear it, and like she said, it lasts usually 2 to 3 weeks, and then it dies down.
Yeah. Any other questions I can answer for you? Thank y'all, we appreciate your support so much.
So we're adding a second grade, right?
Teacher.
I mean, teachers,
Right
second
now,
grade teachers.
yeah,
Have
right
you
now,
already hired?
no, Miss Edmonds is subbing in there long-term while we determine the best solution.
Yeah.
But yes, we are adding a third teacher to that grade, yes.
Real excited about that too.
Yeah, so we'll have 3 teachers, every position we tried to cut, either she went out and recruited to make sure we.
I
could
beat
anybody.
the bushes, man.
Good.
All right, you ready for me? So, the coffee was better, everyone was younger at the middle school than the elementary school, it was a better day. No.
I'm sure.
We had 161 kids, today, and we have 3, we know that will be coming back tomorrow, so we'll be to 164, they're enrolled, they have schedules, they just weren't there today. A couple of doctor's visits and things like that. And our largest class, which is kind of ballooned, is our 6th grade group, which is over 60 for a class. I think they were 61 today. But overall, 161 will be 164 tomorrow. We have between 12 and 15 new kids, somewhere in there. And those kids have come from homeschool, a couple from Whitewright, we've had kids come from the Quest School, we've had some from Sherman, from McKinney, same here, it's just kind of all over, just sprinkling in. And some, a couple from Howell, I think 3 from Howell as well, so. From kind of all around, but just working out the kinks for the first day, same as our pickup. We don't really have a pickup line, it was a little slower today getting the buses in the line and parents picking them up, but like she said, we will, in the next couple of days, they'll be getting on buses and there'll be less kids being picked up by the parents at the end of the day. But that's pretty much it for us.
High school, we had 206 on campus today. I have 2 that I know will return to us, one that has mono, so I don't know the return date, but I'm counting him, and then one that's been in the hospital, same thing. So whether it's this week or next week, we'll be at 208. That's not counting any of my STC kids, which I know we don't get full funding, but, the campuses they attend have not started yet, so they're not in my mix. It's strictly what was on my campus today.
And how many new students is that for you now? Ish?
I still say more than 20. I think I was at 24. One of them didn't show up, so 22 or 23.
They have found us.
Mine are coming from everywhere as well. I have 2 from Anna that moved here, 1 from Howell. But funny on that one, she lived in our district and attended House, and now she's attending our campus. I have some from Whitewright, some that had previously been homeschooled in middle school, so it's not one particular area. I think I have one or 2 from Sherman, so.
What is your biggest class?
Oh, I wrote that down for y'all. So this is what's odd. My 9th and 11th grade right now have 57. And then my odd number grades, my 10th and 12th have 46 each. But my 2 that'll come back, one is a freshman, one's a senior, so that'll change, but I just thought it was ironic that had matching numbers and the odds had odd numbers and the even
Yes.
had even numbers.
That's neat.
But you're up about 15.
I think we ended the year at 193 or 194, so yes. 14 to 15.
Well, that is good news.
And all of our classrooms have nice matching desks. We got our desk Friday, and it was a labor of love getting them all in and getting them matched. And then the update on our ISS room, we are putting down new carpet in there, and that will be finished in the morning. And it looks good considering we have 3 different colors carpet in there to make it work. It actually is turning out very nice.
Where is it? I thought it said it was.
So we moved it, it's now the portable right behind the high school, so it's more centrally located between both campuses.
First one or the second one? The second room?
So we're using both, one side is ISS and one side is DAP.
So do we have any kids start the year in that program?
We
or
were
is it
gonna
different?
have one starting DAP, but that is the one that, did not show up.
The one from the library.
I don't remember the last place, he's been to several area schools.
Or, do we have any other construction projects still going, locker room?
The athletic hallway, I thought Fex or Chapman might give an update on that. I know it's come a long way, but I honestly did not get a chance to look at it.
They brought in, plywood over yesterday.
I know they were laying out that gym floor to bring in and install. I don't think it's finished yet, but it's getting close.
Yeah, they still are finishing on some of the storage projects and along with the flooring in the new girls' locker room. And the lockers haven't been delivered yet. The scoreboards have been shipped, they have not arrived unless they arrive
They
today.
did not arrive this afternoon.
So the scoreboard should be here in a couple days and we'll get those installed. So that's ongoing. We did get the plywood up in the, indoor facility. We still have some leftover plywood. We're gonna look at doing some work on the ag barn with it. I'm gonna meet with, one of the vendors. ABG giving me some ideas. I'm probably not gonna have ABG execute the plan, but, we'll do it more cost effective, but, so we may start in kind of an ag project to do a little bit of work on that ag barn and try to just improve that facility. Not a bunch, but a little bit. And then, and ABGs who donated, they brought the desk from Alito ISD, so they were free desks. They brought 350 desks over, something like that. She used 200 of them at the high school, so we were able to improve our furniture situation dramatically with no cost to us, so.
I think the schools look great. We're improved. Okay, we will, go to band. Let's see that.
Well, today, we had a good first day, started with our high school group. We've got, looks like 18 in the high school group from the high school, and we've got a couple 8th graders and even a few 7th graders who really wanted to be a part of it, so we've got a few of them. Not exactly sure on the numbers, some showed up to band camp, about 3 or 4 of them, and then there were some that said, I want to do it, but didn't show up to band camp, so we're just figuring out exactly how many. But it looks like we may have anywhere from 20 to 25 on the field. We've got our drill for this year's show, so we'll be working on that pretty soon. The beginning band, we've got about 25 kids in beginning band split into 3 different classes, brass, beginning brass, woodwind, and percussion. And this year they're all, Coach Cherry here worked on the schedule a lot and managed to get them all in the correct classes, so that'll be great for them. We've adopted I've adopted a new book for them to use. There's a fun little book that comes with a computer program that they can play along with. So hopefully that'll encourage them to practice at home. We had a lot of good kids there, really excited to learn. I saw them all last year, so they were all running up and giving me hugs today. The symphonic band, the 7th and 8th grade group at the middle school is up to, right now it's about 40 kids. So we've got 40 kids in that class, they were there ready to learn. Unfortunately, we can't play right away. I've got to get a few instruments checked out for kids, but they were ready to go, and it's a big class that starts with that 6th grade class from last year, and some really dedicated and ready to go 8th graders. So the numbers there are looking great. and hopefully that'll start filtering up in the high school pretty soon. And then I ended my day down at the elementary. We got our classroom, and I need a key to the classroom. But we're down there now. It's a great space for us. It works out really, really well. I'll have a computer screen that I can use the music program with them. A dry erase boards, I can use that as well. And the kids are really excited and really happy. We haven't started on recorders yet. We'll spend a couple days working, or maybe a week or two working on learning to read music, and then we'll spend that time getting recorders in, and then they'll be ready to go. They're happy, they're excited. A lot of good stuff.
You'll have everything you need.
I think for the most part, and anything we don't is just on order. A lot of companies still using COVID as an excuse for getting things in slow, but we're working on it. We got our new drum line. We're actually ordering the stands for them so that they can not sit on the ground, which would be great for our brand new drum line, for them to not be on the ground. So all that stuff's coming in. Yeah, we've got everything. Now, if you're asking if we want some,
No mask.
Well, I asked the question, and then if you'd answered and needed stuff, I wasn't sure we could get it.
You said need, Bill.
you said
We
need,
would like to
okay.
know.
No, we've got everything we need. There are some wants, but no, we've got everything. we need.
Band look bigger and meet the Tomcats.
It's growing. It's looking good, and that wasn't even everyone. We had a few kids missing, but it is growing. The high school group it's going to take a few years to filter in and really fill out the sound and the numbers, but it's still getting better each year, both playing wise, attitude wise, and buy-in to. It's a very different approach from what they're used to. But they've been very good at it, and I've seen some just amazing growth in leader. Even just their ability to teach and help each other out has grown exponentially since last year. So it's a lot of good growth from it.
We ended discussion, 8A, preliminary school first readings.
There's more consent agenda.
So you should have the first report, preliminary ratings. Looks like this, it's got a lot of red font on it. This is the 23-24 ratings, it's based on last year's. Pleased to report that we received an A, score of 98 out of 100. And the one area we missed the 2 points, highlighted copy, has to do with, it is item 19. It is item 13. Was the school district's administrative cost ratio equal to or less than the threshold ratio? And that was during the time when Mr. Goodman and Mr. Luss, during that transition time, we had a superintendent emeritus as well as Mr. Goodman acting, and so we foresee that to be an improved score on the next one. But the rainy day fund looked healthy, and so we're excited about that report. If there is anything that looks like there's an error, we had until, I believe, September to report that, and the final ratings will come out in November. Are there any questions about the first report?
Good job.
And then, the appraisal roll resolution, backing up just a little bit, I don't know if we need to address that, but you have that in the paper right before your first report here. And that is the adjustable taxable value. Last year it came in at 386, 916, 443. And this coming year, we're looking at 405 million, which is 18 million higher. And so we're looking at a 5% increase. And so there is a resolution for that one. So you also have, after your first report, and it is in tiny font, but I figured that might be better than 30 pages. So, this is the 10 North. It asks for about 20 school districts to input their own data, and they can choose to do that or not. And so there are only 10 schools entered their data: Bells, Bland, Blue Ridge, Salina, Celeste, Collinsville, Cal, us, Van Alstyne, and Whitewright. And then it also has the regional and the state averages. So, you know, we've kind of already went through this, we won't rehash it, but you have that data to see as a comparison. When the taper report comes out in October, it's finalized and public. Right now, this is preliminary because it doesn't include, it doesn't just include our snapshot students, which are students that were enrolled in October, as well as it could include retesters. And so we'll be more accurate in October, and at that time, we'll have more definitive comparisons for you, and in more of the cohort that y'all devised with Mr. Goodman with other schools that have similar demographics. If you'll notice, some of the schools, SNS, Trenton, Wolf City, those are some of the schools we would compare ourselves based on our eco-dis percentage, and they have not filled that in. And you also have schools like Salina, Bells, Van Alstyne, that's demographics are just slightly different than ours. So we're hoping to have a more final score for you on that. Also in regards to STAR, we are looking at projecting a C for the district as well as a C for all 3 campuses. We had some more information come in as far as closing the gaps and some of those other more detailed things come in, and so that's what we're looking at for those ratings. Any questions about STAR scores?
So on the C, it's related to a year behind, right? So we've done lots of things, like we believe it was a paperwork issue on part of that, and then
On
most of that's been corrected.
On CCMR,
Yeah.
we're right on CCMR this year. Between the 3 of us and Ms. Jenkins, we verified it's marked correctly. We coded English 4 correctly. That was the issue, was the way we coded English 4 for the college prep English course. So that's been corrected, and that was what impacted CCMR for last, really a year and a half ago's data caught up to us now.
CCMR is the only one that's a year lag, or behind.
The rest of it's based off STAR scores, which obviously are from May, April, May. So, and academic growth and closing the gaps, all that's based off of the STAR test. So the STAR test is a bulk of our school report card. The reason CCMR impacted us so significant is we're one high school town. So it carried all the weight for the high school and the district. I mean, it likely prevented the high school. High school likely would have been a B if CCMR had been calculated effectively. The district likely still would have remained a C. It probably would not have carried us from 73 all the way up to an 80. It would have carried us to a high C, in all likelihood. But those official school grades come out the 15th, so later this week, will be published all over the papers that, where C's were, and we believe, that we're gonna pull off a C at all 3 campuses. The middle school's the closest, they're 71, so they're kind of on that edge. Elementary has been projected to be 71 as well, and then the high school is a 77, with the CCMR mistake. Without that, they would have been out middle group B, maybe even a high B.
So we have lots of growth coming because of what we're doing on the day-to-day, like people are moving here because they know that we're doing good things. What do you all anticipate when scores are released as far as growth or moving?
In my experience, test scores alone don't move the needle. Most parents, it's the experience their kid has at the school. There are some districts that are losing students that test scores are strong. But test scores are not the only factor in the lives of most parents. Yes, if we had a F-rated district, that would be a different situation. But typically, most parents don't think any more of STAR than what, you know, educators do. So they don't, it doesn't hold a lot of water as long as we're getting, obviously, we've got improvement to do and we're making efforts to do that. But it, I don't anticipate greatly hindering.
There's so many more factors in that C than a test score. It's how many, I mean, how many people improved or didn't improve, or, you know, I mean, that kid could have a bad day. That day, he didn't improve.
Yeah, like I said, I don't anticipate it will move the needle one way or the other. I don't, nobody's gonna move in because we're a C, and I don't anticipate a bunch will move out, because we're a C. I think we'll stay consistent, and most of the people who are here, it's the culture, it's the experience that kids are having in school, because they can't be read on a test score, so.
Any other questions? Okay, we have a guest presenter here with us.
That's unheard.
All right. I apologize, I only did the one, so.
I'll share with them part of it.
Is it better for me to stand in a specific location, or is it just?
Wherever you're comfortable.
All right.
We're casual.
Well, President Rogers, members of the board, thank you for the opportunity to be able to be with you here tonight. We are Zonda Education. My name is Hudson Huff. I've been with Zonda for a few years. I came from school district business, so I was a previous school district administrator that worked in a school district that had fast growth and did a lot of analysis over the years. And so when I decided to finish that part of my career and I moved, decided to do something a little bit different, I decided I was gonna leverage.
We want to go into financials.
Okay, this is as of July 31st. And at the top of, in our local funds, you'll see that in July, we received $32,000 in maintenance and operations taxes and $7,000 in interest and sinking taxes. So we received 89% of our budget in maintenance and operations and 93% in our interest and sinking, out of our interest and sinking budget. In our money market account, we started with 116,000, transferred out 1.3 million, transferred back in 1.2 million, and received interest of $222. So the balance of that account is 16,000. To the right of that is the new tax pool account for general operating. We started with 700,000, transferred out 400,000, in 800,000. Interest of 2,900. So that balance ends at 1.1 million. In state funds in July, we received 690,000 of our foundation payment and 14,000 of our available school payment. So over to the far right, you'll see the remaining balance for this year, which is only one more month. We'll get 797,000 in our foundation and 30,000 of available school funds. In the total revenue, in July, you'll see that the total revenue for state and local is 737,000. In our general operating account, we started off with 305,000, brought in taxes of 40,000, our state funds of 704,000, food service 3,000, other deposits of 225,000. That includes our last ESSER 3 reimbursement, and we also got reimbursed for the lockers from the Booster Club. And part of that is our existing debt allotment, which actually will be moved over to our interest and sinking account. July operating bills was 256,000, payroll 361,000, transferred out 300,000 to the money markets and tax pool accounts. Transferred out 6,800 that went over to to our sinking account for the taxes, and we received interest of $829. So the total balance there ended at $355,000, bringing our total fund balance to $1.4 million. Our interest and sinking account, to the right of that, it started with $40,000, transferred in $6,000 from the general operating, interest of $100. So we ended that account with $447,000. The tax pool account for interest and sinking started with $702,000. We received interest of $3,000, so that one ended at $706,000. And we will have a bond payment, due actually this week. So down in expenditures in July, it shows the $256,000 compared to last year at $294,000. And payroll this year was $361,000, last year $349,000. We spent a little bit out of the for the Jesse building. We paid hot rods for installation of the wall boards, inside the building. That was $7,500. And we did not do any pay anything for district improvements. Some big expenses, although not very big. 8-foot security fence around the ag barn, or around the ag barn somewhere, $1,500. The convocation speaker was $7,500. And then I forgot to add this one on there, the buses, we received the 3 buses that we got from the auction, and it's $39,500. And that's it, unless you have questions.
The 39,000 hit in July, 5,000, so just add 135 after tax. It's written right. So, you have nothing, Beth? Okay, I will entertain a motion.
I move that the board adopt an order amending the defeasance of a portion of Tom B. Nicely Unlimited Tax Refunding Bond Taxable Series 2020, to $135,000.
A motion by Beth, I have a second.
I'll second.
Second by James, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
You should have a resolution to declare a good cause exemption in your folders. That is in reference to House Bill 3 of the state of Texas requiring that every campus have a commissioned peace officer. This resolution would state that due to lack of available funding and adopting a deficit budget, the district will not be able to meet that, and that would be what you would sign. That being said, we do have the guardian program, correct me if I'm wrong, G, but we have 4 that are actively participating and 7 in queue.
We have 5 now, that have completed the entire process, from the interview, the site evaluation, and the formal, defender training. So we do have 5 that are actively at our 3 campuses. 2 at the elementary, 1 at the middle school, 2 at the high school.
So I will entertain a motion for the HB3 exception. Go ahead.
I move that the board adopt a resolution for a good cause exemption from House Bill 3 due to financial exigency and the deployment of armed guardians at each campus.
Motion by Shawna, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Scott, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Guardians, and no,
This time, G, if you'd like to share with the board any updates from the police department?
This is only a couple of things I have is the topic of my week has been the keys. Last Tuesday, commercial, hardware came out and they began the rekeying of our campuses. approximately 75% done. The elementary, I think, is the only one that's 100% done. We're still just kind of waiting on keys. It's been a mess, so I'm just waiting to receive the keys for the elementary. We've got enough to get us by. So that's at the elementary. Middle school is only about maybe 50% done, and the high school is, I'd say, by about 85% done. So they're supposed to finish out this week. The way it's been going, I wouldn't bet on that. I'd say by over the next couple of weeks. They're running a skeleton crew pretty much out here trying to knock it out. They did work through the weekend to get us to where at least every classroom had new keys and teachers can lock the doors. One of the biggest things that we were pushing for. So yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things I have. And then the critical response group, CRG, sent us over the drafts for the mapping. So we're just going over the proofs, making sure that they're accurate. Once we confirm their accuracy or any changes that need to be made, we'll get those changed, and then they will publish those maps. By publish, they'll upload them to pretty much like Google Maps, or Dispatch Center, things like that. So in the event something were to happen, responding out, first responders would have accurate information on where to respond to.
So all the external doors are badged, and there's the internal doors that are keys.
Not all of them, so it kind of varies between campus, but the main exterior doors have the access cards. And then, which, that's kind of separate, you know, the rekeying is for all the hard keys, interior and exterior, so they're changing everything.
Okay.
So,
So no 10-year-ago parent will have a key.
yeah.
And then do you have a universal key?
We do have a grandmaster, master, that one key that can open everything in the entire district. And we've been very selective on who's been getting that key. Yeah. So, there are specific campus master keys, and the grandmaster key that opens everything. And then, for example, teachers, we're just giving them just an interior classroom key, because they can badge into the building with their access card. Once they're inside, they have their one classroom key. There's certain staff members that need access to multiple schools or different types of rooms. They're used to differently, so that's kind of been one of my biggest issues. Is we have actually quite a few different keys that we're still missing. So cafeteria keys, like I don't have any of those yet. So we've been having to kind of open doors for a lot of staff members. That was kind of my week last week. I can't even tell you how many calls I got that they were locked out of an office. We did, with this package, it did come with a key, new key machine, so we can't produce our own keys.
Thank you for your work. Graduation requirements. Currently, the state of Texas requires 22 credits to graduate, and some of those in specific areas. Our local policy currently reads that the district requires completion of 4 credits in addition to the number mandated by the state for graduation under the foundation program without an endorsement. We would like to propose, and if y'all feel good about moving on it, y'all can do so. If we need to table it till next time, we can do that as well. We would like to add a clause to that that says any exception to this policy, i.e. graduating without the additional 4 credits, must be approved by the superintendent. we have some unique cases and we'll continue to get those as we grow. And several of the districts that we've been part of, have something in place to try to prevent students from dropouts. So if we have a kid that's 17 years old that just enrolled in school and is coming in with 0 credits as a freshman, then getting them to that 22 credits and getting them a high school diploma is much more important than them dropping out for the sake of 4 credits, in our opinion. So it would not be something we would want to use loosely. We believe in those 4 credits, dollars and cents, Profcom, BIM, 2 electives of choice. Does that sound right, Ms. McCarty? So that's why we would like to have a process and it go through the superintendent for approval, because that would be a case-by-case extenuating circumstance. We believe that the kid is going to be a dropout if we don't do something different.
I'm all for it. I think that's a good move. Questions or concerns? And I will entertain a motion.
I move that the board adopt a policy to allow the superintendent the discretion to grant students the option for a state minimum graduation requirement, as discussed.
A second.
Motion by Jane, second by Stacy, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Moving into discussion about personnel, we did have 1 resignation, Ivana White, she was a bus driver. Mr. Marshall has absorbed that position, driving the bus around for us. 0 retirements, 0 reassignments. There have been some additional new hires that have already been approved by Mr. Goodman, that you're already probably aware of, but those are Evie Neighbors, the additional 4th grade teacher, Rachel Callis, an additional pre-K teacher. And then we do have Emily Edmonds is going to be long-term subbing for the additional 2nd grade position based on the growing numbers. We are looking to post that position officially tomorrow and search for the best candidate, work with Ms. Counts to see what we want to do for the future of that position. Any questions on those? And then as far as personnel professional contracts, we do have 4 new subs we would like to propose for approval. Kara Sanders, Matt McFatrin, Emily Edmonds, and Kathy Priest. Questions?
Concerns? Okay, then I will entertain a motion for the 4 new subs.
I move that Emily Edmonds, Kara Sanders, Matt McFatrin, and Kathy Priest be approved as a substitute teacher as recommended by the superintendent.
Motion by Shawna, do I have a second?
Second.
I heard Tom first, so motion by Shawna, second by Tom, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Language to approve contracts for the 2 teachers.
That was on it. What I was saying, you guys granted me that authority, but I always feel good about bringing it before the board and having you formally approve it.
So we approved Steve to hire, since we're getting close to the deadline, so we'll formally, as a board, approve the hires. And I will entertain a motion for the 2 contracts.
I move that E.B. Neighbors and Rachel Callis be hired on a probationary teacher contract for the 24-25 school year as recommended by the elementary principal and superintendent.
Got a motion by Tom, do I have a second?
I'll second.
I heard Scott that time. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Reminder that we have a special session on August 26th to adopt the budget. The first Monday, or the second Monday in September 9th, the meeting.
not here?
I'm here,
Oh.
the 26th.
It's a special session at 7.
Are we at 6 or 7?
We can set that time, whatever you guys prefer.
You might be.
We put 6, but
We put down 6 o'clock.
That's
What's on my
like
calendar?
that's on my.
What day, we're talking about the 9th or the?
It's a Monday, the 26th for the budget meeting at 6 o'clock.
And then September 9th, the regular board meeting, that would be seven.
We could do 6:30 on the 26th, that would be better.
Y'all.
6:30?
I would set a board now, posted the agenda, so we can still change it. to
6:30 is
Is
6:30.
that
fine
a
with me.
2-hour meeting?
Hopefully not.
Are you
Is that a
cooking
supper?
dinner?
Yeah, are you that
I'll provide
supper?
dinner, we'll provide dinner.
It's shorter with 703 people.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, it's a little less stressful. Yeah, we can do dinner.
Okay, and then the 9th.
Yeah, you want to see your roast first, like she did today. I had some, it was great.
All right, well then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that this meeting be adjourned at 9. What time you got?
So for the record, it's like 8:58, you did it in under 2 hours, which is a huge accomplishment, so.
All right, who's second?
I'll second.
She set the bar, Steve.
I'll let her sit there every month.
Okay, a motion by Beth, second by Sean, all in favor? Opposed?
And Bex wasn't here tonight.
Yeah, that.
That's
Oh, yeah, that's what.
Bex wasn't here, that saved 45 minutes.
It wasn't me this time.
You're still on camera.
I'm cutting some stuff.
Before the board meeting, yes. September 27th, 29th. You'll have the comp renewal in San Antonio this year. Many boards across the state go to that with the superintendent and. There's also all the sessions, board sessions, training,